Good afternoon, sir, and good afternoon, classmate. I'm Ala Jacinti Pangarungan. Uh, I would like to discuss my report. I-discuss ko po yung about issues and prospect in local government administration. For the part 3 of our lecture, I'll be discussing. So, my outline of my topic is the first introduction, identify issues in Philippine local government administration, identify prospect in Philippine local government administration, and also the conclusion. The third slide, introduction. The Philippine government is on the mid of intractable issues as time unfolds with new challenges. With the changing of times, local government unit (LGUs) play a crucial role in management of these drawbacks. As new challenges have arisen and demand on the government have increased, the public sector, however, as of often being in a reactive mood, struggling to adapt to a rapidly involving international economic, social, technological, and cultural environment. So uh, that means that Philippine government has facing many issues and challenges as time goes by. Every elected official ay may kanya-kanyang challenges and issues na dapat kailangan nilang tugunan ng gobyerno because ang government are still accountable for uh, helping this fellow citizen kasi 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 that what government do is to provide public services. So since national government are transferring the power of authority to the LGUs, they are the one, kumbaga sila yung mag-implement ng rules at saka regulation, uh, as uh, as discussed by the Miss Kali, the first reporter, the part 1. So in addition with that, there are LGUs na they are struggling to adapt the innovation in terms of economic, social, and technological and cultural environment. So the fourth slide, the fourth slide, uh, the fourth slide first, the problematic of the absorptive capacities of LGUs has not matched the demands of responsibilities entrusted by the code. Uh, this first this issues about first slide. The this is quietly general challenges sa mga LGUs kasi may mga official uh, elected that hindi nila alam hindi nila alam yung mga ano ba yung mga duties nila, tsaka function, tsaka ano yung responsibilities nila. Kumbaga wala silang kakayahan na i-absorb yung about leadership kasi maraming with due respect sa mga datos or honorable like mayors, governor, even the punong barangays. Hindi nila alam yung leadership. Minsan once in a blue moon pa sila nakikita. Uh, this actually refers sa mga inactive elected official, yung adaptive, technical at management. Uh, if they don't know if they don't know to absorb itong for this leadership, adaptive, technical aspect and management, at the end of their term walang pagbabago sa lugar ng kinauupuan nila. Kumbaga yung responsibility nila sa teritoryo ng mga constitute, ng mga honorable. So she can identify the 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 uh, the the fifth outline. Many local government continue to be dependent on their shares of internal revenue allotment. So SICAN identifies many local government continue to be dependent on their shares of ERA. So itong fifth line, may opinion is the local government to be dependent on their shares of ERA. Karamihan lahat hindi lahat naman sa LGU na mga honorable ay they involved in political government due to their personal interest, not public services or public interest. Kumbaga hindi nila lahat like I said, hindi lahat responsible for their duties as datos or honorable for purposes public servant. Kumbaga yung attention nila is focusing for their era na paano nila ma-secure for their self-interest, not for their constitute territory jurisdiction. Then the 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 sixth line, the financial capacities of LGUs leave much to be desired. Ito yung minsan ito yung kumbaga some LGU their own desire first bago yung public interest. Nawala yung mission at saka vision nila as a political government and public servant. Then the seven line fourth issues, the national government continues to hold and control the bulk of productive sources of revenue even in the post-code period. So The good example of this is yung pumapasok pumapasok na project sa lungsod, uh, like the city, municipality, province. Halimbawa, mayroon calamities fund kasi kasi nagkaroon sila ng disaster. So, instead may mga ibibigay na financial tulong sa mga affected stakeholder ay gi-corrupt na lang. Kumbaga, kinukurap na lang ng mga ibang leaders or other mayors, honorable. Kasi sa ira ang mga naka ang nakalaan diyan sa infrastructure, agriculture na pundo. So instead i-implement ay nagiging personal interest. So the the eight lines the eight side the eight slide fifth issues, there uh, there there is a wide disparity in the distribution of government personnel between national government and LGUs. This means the fifth issue is the ito yung malaking pagkakaibahan in terms of distribution of funds between national government and LGUs. Sometimes pa nga malaki ang pagkakaibahan ng fund of project in different LGUs. Kaya di ba uh, component may mga component cities or uh, urban city at saka at saka at saka sa ibang at saka compare sa ibang cities. This is because of based on the territorial jurisdiction. Of course, yung mga accomplishment nila. So now, how many percent that goes to the national government and LGU in terms of funds? Uh, like according from the DBM, Department Budget Management, based on the RA 7160 of Local Government Code under section 284 state that the LGU shall have 40% share in national internal revenue taxes. Yun yung NIRT. So the other 60% is for national government. That the difference. So sa part 1 of our lecture na discuss doon yung unitary at federal system. Saka so ano ba ang challenges dito? The challenges is any LGU are the one who implement. Siguro there are circumstances na kaya hindi ma-implement ng maayos is due to insufficient yung budget proposal, and also inequality yung distribution. Kasi naman yung mga LGU ang marami sila yung responsible. As you observe, lahat dapat sa national ay mayroon sila like DSWD, CHO, DRRM. So technically maraming pondo na dapat na ma-receive. That's why that's why the former President Duterte gusto niya maging federal ang Philippines para automatic yung pondo doon sa LGU ma-download. Then so the the next slide, number 9, six issues. The poverty incidence has not been contained. So for this six issue, bakit ba for me, bakit ba nagkakaroon ng poverty at bakit walang katapusan? Because this is due to corruption. There are highly official that adapt and still legal. So sa kanya ang corruption. Kumbaga, lack of awareness of corruptive family planning kasi hindi na nagkakaroon ng session ang mga barangays. Lack of implementation and so on and so forth. So ano ba ang action? Ano ba ang action, mga issues ng ating current administration? Tulad ni our President Marcos administration would like to increase the socio-economic, landscaping, adaptation, and mitigation for natural calamities, and still continues and support the ambition natin sa by 2040 and poverty reduction sa Pilipinas. So where there is an agency known as Philippine Development Plan for 2023 to 2028. So ano nga ba ang nakasaad sa Pilipinas ng development plan sa year of 2023 to 2028? The objective ng ambition natin sa 2040, by 2040 the Pilipinas shall be prosperous, predominating middle class society where no one is a poor. Our people will enjoy long and healthy life. Are smart and innovation will live in a highly society. Now how can we achieve the transformation agenda? Number one, digitalization. Digitalization is the advantage of digitalization is to monitor and evaluate other LGUs to avoid corruption. Number two na certification. Kumbaga i-support natin ang mga i-support natin ang mga policies and support economic sustainability where mas mag-attract ng more investment dito sa Pilipinas to also expand the demand of high productivity. So, number three, the dynamic innovation ecosystem. Ito naman, ito ang i-support ang pag-create ng mga innovation of ecosystem. A good example is reclamation, also to attract more quality jobs. So the number four, enhance connectivity. So this number four, enhance connectivity, this is also good idea that an advantage for those doing market business. The connectivity of infrastructure, mga mga wide road at saka yung mga transportation, this will actually help the farmers or for rural area. The the number five, greater collaboration between LGUs and national government. Ito naman is this is also a priority na kailangan i-strengthen ang collaboration between LGUs and national government since sometimes may mga conflict na may kumbaga may mga conflict na nagaganap dahil dahil sa mga magkaiba yung mga party list nila ng LGU at sa national government. Minsan andun yung mga gap as so kailangan talaga i-address yan kung baga be professionalism and ethical leadership to support national government to the LGUs about sa technical assistance to guide them kasi isang bansa naman tayo tsaka ma-increase din ng local revenue ng LGUs. so 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 number six, partnership with private sector. Yes, this is also a good idea and part of ambition natin. The partnership with private sector. Kaya may mga low-class city, provincial municipalities which is if you look at their political territorial jurisdiction, kumbaga pwede pa siya i-develop ang lugar, pwede pa i-develop ang lugar kasi halimbawa they rich in ecosystem, tourism, ganon. So to increase also the business demand within that particular area, so need talaga ng private sector to develop the site. So itong strategy figure 1.1 strategy framework of Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028 the the question of ambition natin ay matatag. Uh, uh, the quotation of ambition natin ay matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay. So so as what I observed, the high of objective ng ating Pangulo Marcos is economic and social transformation. So we have developed an project kappa of industrial and families. This is concerned with human health, food secretary, food, excuse me, so excuse me. So actually i-summary ko na lang, kasi marami ito sa, sa isa-summary ko na lang sa pagkakaintindi ko kasi marami ito. So this is concerned with human health, food security, demands of human being. The second is transform productive sector to generate more quality jobs, competitive product, concern sa agricultural production to become competition with other countries, and also more quality jobs. Then so 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 the third one is concerned with the uh, practice of good governance and improve the local government unit and other bureaucratic agencies to expand and upgrade their geographical jurisdiction to ensure the peace and security and their adaptation and mitigation in every disaster. So that will come, of course, including expand of their macroeconomic stability and innovative uh, innovative finance finance. So that's all, and thank you. uh, uh, the conclusion, uh, the conclusion pala. uh, Thus, this report highlights the issues and concern in local government administration and the perspective of the current administration. The ambition natin 2024 is the goal of our current administration, which the LGUs and national government are the accountable of the future generation. So that's all. So that's all. Thank you for listening, and hope you learn something beneficial. Thank you, sir.